Guys, it's spring. Today I thought I would bring to you a nice little list of books that you can read to welcome spring into your life. The days are getting a little bit warmer, you leave work and it's not pitch black, like all of the good things are coming back around. I'm so excited. I always say that I really enjoy the seasons because I do, like I love it when it's winter and it's snowing and it's like Christmassy, but I also do like it when it starts to get warm again and it starts to get lighter, and it just feels lighter in terms of like the energy, the blossom on the trees. Honestly, when you walk outside in London at the moment, it's not cold, like it's actually kind of warm. Thought I would bring to you, I have quite a hefty list of books here, but I'm gonna just take you through the books that I recommend for the beginning of the spring season, and hopefully we can get you in a springy mood as well. I'm just gonna go straight into it. So first book I have is Mrs. Dalloway by Virginia Woolf. It's probably Virginia Woolf's most famous book, I would say, and it's essentially following, I'll read you the description. Clarissa Dalloway, Mrs. Dalloway, elegant and vivacious, is preparing for a party and remembering those she once loved. In another part of London, Septimus Warren Smith is shell-shocked and on the brink of madness. Smith's day interweaves with that of Clarissa and her friends, their lives converging as the party reaches its glittering climax. Cover with like the colour and the art and everything just feeling more vibrant this time of year. And there is the famous opening line. Mrs. Dalloway said she would buy the flowers herself. The feeling of this book feels like fresh, and it's a new perspective on writing and literature. And if you haven't read Virginia Woolf's writing before, she uses a technique which can be termed stream of consciousness, which is essentially where the narrative voice passes between characters as the kind of perspective shifts a character's thoughts as they're going about their day. It's less she walked down the stairs and she went to the shop and she did, it's less action, it's more what they're experiencing internally throughout the day. It's kind of like this meandering flow of literature, like a breeze on a spring day. Her use of metaphors in nature in her writing makes it the perfect book to like sit under a tree in the park while you're still kind of having to wear a jumper because it's not summer yet, but you can see there's daffodils starting to grow in the field. And it's a day in her life as she's preparing for a party. She's like swept away by her memories and past reconciliations. It experiments with time and character study, and it's just a super fascinating book if you're looking for something fresh to read this spring. I'm definitely going to be rereading this for sure. Next book I have is, I have A Court of Thorns and Roses, this series here. If you don't know, this is the first book in the ACOTAR series by Sarah J. Maas. There are 5 books. The first book is kind of a retelling of Beauty and the Beast. I'm getting spring. And also, if you've seen all of the books together, they're very colourful, very vibrant, very spring colours. And I feel like getting into a series in spring where you can take your book in your bag and you can go and sit in the park, just really get into this super fun, vibrant fantasy series where you're going to get swept away by the characters and the plot. And I just think that's a really nice thing to do for yourself in any season, but obviously I'm recommending this for spring. This book in particular is she's taken prisoner by a high Fae lord, and Feyre learns that her masked captor is hiding even more than his piercing gaze suggests. But as Feyre's feelings for Tamlin begin to burn through every warning she's heard about his kind, a shadow is falling across the land, and if Feyre cannot fight it, she will lose everything. This, honestly, is not my favourite book in the series. I don't think it's many people's favourite, but once you read this book, obviously it's kind of the introduction to the world and the characters. It's the world building moment, and then honestly you're catapulted into a wild ride. Like, I felt so connected to the characters by the end of it. The plot is crazy, it joins all the dots together and really just creates this world where you don't want to leave afterwards. Like, you finish the books and you're kind of just like, oh I'm kind of sad now. If you're looking for a really fun fantasy series that you can get your teeth into, and if you've heard about it and you haven't yet started it, maybe try it this spring, and then you can get all the books and it looks really pretty and colourful. Okay, next book I have to talk about. I think there's a few. Yeah, okay. 2 authors that I want to talk about, and I'm just going to get all their books together because... So, 2 of my favourite authors are Taylor Jenkins Reid and Emily Henry. And even though I would suggest reading these books at any time of year, whenever you bloody want, because they're amazing, I have picked out a few that feel springy to me. So the first one, let's talk Emily Henry. All of her books are so colourful. They're so happy looking. Like that's a Taylor Jenkins Reid. That's a Jenkins Reid. Here I have Beach Read and Book Lovers, and I saw them both in the shop. This was before I'd heard anything about Emily Henry online, and I literally just saw this book and picked it up. And because I just really wanted like a fun romance read, and this really pulled me in. The colours are absolutely stunning. I love this cover. I love all of her covers actually. They all kind of go along the same theme. I'm going to recommend Book Lovers the most because it's my favourite Emily Henry book so far. Because it's a small town and it's based while the FMC is on holiday, but it's in a small town and it's called Sunshine Falls. It's not quite giving summer, but it's giving spring, you know? Follows Nora, who's a literary agent, and Charlie, who's an editor. So they're both like in the publishing world, which I really loved about this book. And Nora has been through enough breakups to know she's the one men date before finding their happily ever after. To prevent another dating dud, Nora's sister persuades her to swap her city desk for a month's holiday in Sunshine Falls. It's a small town straight out of a romance novel, but instead of meeting sexy lumberjacks, handsome doctors, or cute bartenders, Nora keeps bumping into Charlie. Makes me think of Charlie's Angels, you know, when they're sat around the microphone and they're like, hey, morning Charlie. Breezy, vacation-y setting, but it's in North Carolina in the summer, so it's not quite like a beach read. It's a spring read. But yeah, to be honest, any Emily Henry book, any time of the year, but to me, the colours and the vibes are giving spring, they're giving new love, they're giving new season, the flowers are growing. You get where I'm coming from with this. Then we have Miss Taylor Jenkins Reid, author of my heart. I love her books dearly. Here I have Malibu Rising, Daisy Jones and the Six, and Maybe in Another Life. I'll put up her other books on the screen so you can see like her discography. But just looking at the colours, when anything is colourful and vibrant after winter or autumn, I'm going to be drawn to these books. Okay, so let's talk about Daisy Jones and the Six. This is one of my favourite books of all time. A fictional band in the late 60s. And I think the inspiration was Fleetwood Mac. If you haven't seen the series, watch the goddamn series. It's amazing. And it kind of follows like the turbulent relationship between the band members. It's written like an interview. Malibu Rising is a very... You know what? It's actually very similar to Mrs. Dalloway now that I think about it. It's set over one day, but it's interjected with memories and moments from the past. But the actual, if you were thinking like the linear timeline, it's set in one day in the lead up to a party. Oh my god! Who'd have thought? Does everyone know this? I will read the little blurby bit. It's set in Malibu in August 1983. It's the day of Nina Reeva's annual end of summer party, and anticipation is at a fever pitch. Everyone who's anyone wants an invite to catch a glimpse of the famous Reeva siblings. Nina, the talented surfer and supermodel, brothers Jay and Hud, one a championship surfer, the other a renowned photographer, and their adored baby sister Kit. Together the siblings are a source of fascination in Malibu and the world over, especially as the children of the legendary singer Mick Reeva. By midnight, the party will be completely out of control. By morning, the Reeva mansion will have gone up in flames. It's set in August, it's in Malibu, it's on the beach. But if you're wanting to get excited for summer... But I just think because the books are all so beautiful together, it really just gives me really springy vibes. We have 3%, guys, 3%. We're running to the finish line here. Okay, I have 3 more books to talk about. I'm speeding, I promise. I'm going. Okay, Magnolia Park, The Colour. It's about 2 characters, Magnolia and BJ, and it's basically like affluent, rich kids running around London. Think Gossip Girl. Think Gossip Girl in London. But the writing is so beautiful. It's so beautiful. It feels so fresh and fast-paced. I highly recommend this book. I really enjoyed it, and I'm excited to read the next. The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. I surprisingly really enjoyed this. I just wasn't expecting to, I don't know why. And it's about a fake relationship between the scientists. It's fake dating in a STEM setting. It's just super, like, I don't want to say girly, but like, it's just a cheeky little rom-com. Why not? It's so fun, it's so fast-paced. You really do fall in love with the characters. Adam and Olive, yeah. It's very cute. If you're looking for a cutesy read, I do recommend this. It was fun. No judging.